Those close-knit circles, they don't come easy to everyone, so we have a few strategies to help you find and foster female friends. Studio 5 contributor and Back to Basics founder Connie Sokol is here with some pointers. Connie, it's so good to see you.
It's so good to see you.
First, I want to ask your take on that group because you brought them to our attention. You're friends with the mob.
Yes, that
sweet
gal, Rhonda, and she was amazing. We were a writing group where all good things happen, and she mentioned this. I went, wait, what? You have a group that will help you? And that is the most amazing thing to me is, one, they all divide and conquer, and they're all happy to do it because they're all going to help each other. So there is no guilt. Just like she was saying, there is no guilt calling up saying, hey, how's that coming with the refreshments? Where they know who's over what. It's so efficient, and it's so beautiful because each person knows what's required, how they're going to help, and then the gift of giving that to the mother of the bride that day.
Your wedding?
My friend Rhonda said she walked in and it was done. Brunch was done. Things were done, and she could just focus on her beautiful daughter and all that was going on.
And talk about women in their element. I feel like when they're stepping up, not just to functionally serve, but also emotionally support other women, that is where women are at their best.
Oh, they so are, and they get things on a layered level. In different ways, they see details and things and then can calm you in those moments where you're like, I'm dry heaving, and they're like, you're okay. We got this. And just like that woman was saying, we've got this. It's okay, and you can feel it go. It was wonderful.
I think everybody looking from the outside in would look at a group like that, or a writing club for that matter, or a book club, or a mommy's play group and say, gosh, that's amazing to have that kind of support. But it's not always easy, Connie, to form those friendships and to bond woman to woman. We coach our kids to do it on the playground. Why do you think it's so hard for us to do as adults?
Yes, well, we're older now. We don't walk up to someone on the playground and go, you want to swing? You know, like, you want to be my friend? They're like backing up. So it's different, and I think that's why we have to be really savvy and intentional about how we approach friendship at our stage of life.
Have you ever found yourself, though, on the outside of a circle, or maybe just wishing that your own circle of friends was a little bit wider? That's kind of a lonely place to be.
Totally. And I can tell you different times over the years where I have felt so lonely and felt like I wanted those kind of friends and wanted those groups. And how come I remember sitting at a craft night one night, and here's this group and they're all laughing and talking. I had barely gotten out of Dodge, had lots of little ones, and was just trying to have sanity for 2 hours. Excuse me, and I'm doing my craft. And I felt so lonely because they're all laughing and joking, and I'm like doing my little craft by myself. So yes, I felt those feelings.
You've got some pointers though to help us kind of break through those circles and form friendships that will really last and matter. And the first tip is to know what type of friend you really need, or what type of woman you could bond with.
Yes, and that's being clear about what you're looking for in friendship. Sometimes we can get needy, and someone starts to connect with us and we're like telling our whole life story, and it's awkward. So first is levels. The first level is just find someone to connect with at a hobby, a writing group. There's a gal in our neighborhood that is so great. She just opens up a Friday play group, just keeps it open. 10 o'clock at her house, 10 to 11.
Whoever
simple.
wants to come.
Whoever wants to come. There's no, how many did you have that showed up? It's just whoever wants to come. So low key. So start with something, maybe a fitness group, Zumba. It's like a sisterhood. The second level is maybe getting more meaning. So maybe you're doing self-development classes, because then you're going to meet like-minded women. So events like that, like I speak at this place called The Hub. She's genius. She said, I'm a mom. I can't go out so many times a month. I want to learn. Why don't we have 4 classes in one night at the same place, starting at 6, and different people can go to different classes.
This, the owner of the Hub?
My friend, the owner of The Hub, Carmel Larson. And I just love that, because then different people can come at different times or come for 2 classes, but they're only out of the home one night. Then they see women consistently and they can make friendships. So look for those events that will kind of create that like-mindedness connection.
Something to do, a hobby or an event or something that will bring you together.
And then maybe the deeper level is the support. So maybe you're going through a difficult time. Sometimes we'll go to our friends and we're draining them because this is such a specific, deep, traumatic experience. So maybe you're looking for a support group, and you're gonna have to be more bold and brave. But I have a friend whose husband's dealing with an addiction, and she went to a well-chosen mentor situation, loved it, got the help she needed, and ended up becoming a mentor herself. So look at that and say, what is it exactly I'm looking for? And you'll make a better match to find the friends you're looking for.
When we set out to accomplish this goal, to make more friends or to form those female bonds, do you find that we maybe sometimes overlook the people who are already in our life, the faces we don't know well, but that we already are acquainted with?
Yes, and start with your own circle. It's so important to say, gee, who's been important to me in my life? And why is that? And wow, I've neglected them. So what can I do to show them that I love interrupt them or put out that foot again and say, gee, I'm going to open that circle up again. I'm going to open that opportunity. That's super important.
You talk about putting that foot forward, but you do counsel that it's not about taking a huge friendship leap here. It's just those small steps that will hopefully then build those deeper friendships.
Absolutely. And it's so key. Start with a step. Instead of like saying, I'm just going to do this huge thing and invite a bunch of friends, start with just offering, like that play group. There was a gal, Rena Peterson, she's the author of What's Next, a great book on transitions for women. But she talks about, she was in Dallas, Texas, and she said, I decided I want to do a Christian Bible study group for these powerhouse business women in downtown Dallas. She said, I don't even know if anyone's going to be interested. So she threw it out there. And not only did she get yeses, but these are from some of the most powerful women downtown. And they made the consistent time to do it. And what they said was, what started out as a sort of inconvenience became a support to them and a catalyst for the rest of their day going better because of what they were learning and what they shared together as that support that women offer. So she started with a step, was vulnerable, and put herself out there.
I can relate to this next scenario, so jump in and give me your advice here. This comes from a personal place where you hope those friendships will form organically, right? You hope that you'll start to make connections with women in your neighborhood or in church groups or whatnot. When it doesn't happen, it's so easy to just shrink back and say, okay, that didn't work. I'm stopping. I'll readdress down the road when I meet another woman who I think I might click with. You say no. You say push forward a little bit and actually be more aggressive than you're comfortable with.
Yes, well, I would use the word assertive. Yes, be more assertive. Look at your life and say, what is it that is right now that I am needing? And it's not that we want to get into a relationship based on need, but when, like my friend Rhonda, she had a wedding going on. Okay, sometimes we look at this and say, oh, how am I going to fit one more thing in my life? Instead, it is an opportunity to invite women in and expose that vulnerability, because that's really what we need. When I am with women who are candid, it doesn't mean they're, you know, it means that they're candid about their lives and who they are, and they're not trying to put on a front. Oh my gosh, we can connect on such a deep level so quickly. So Rhonda said, hey, I need help. She was not, I can do this, I can do it. She went into this group, found the help. They all opened up and embraced her. Score. Now maybe you say, I'm going to open myself up, and somebody, like you said, does not respond. The great thing is, it's a what about Bob-ism, okay? Which has great life wisdom. It says, I treat people like phones. They're just disconnected. I just make another call to someone else because they're just disconnected. So just think in your mind, I'm opening, and the act of opening will lead me to the people that I need to be with, that candor and kindness, and it will lead you along. Sure, you'll have some bumps in the road, but stay open and you will find that connection.
Do you think, Connie, women value friendships enough?
No. In fact, I have done this over and over. The BYU babes, who are my dear, almost 30 years, we did not even keep contact for several years. And it was sitting at a lunch with one of them one time, we were talking, what's Judy doing? I don't know, she's in Arizona. We said, let's call her right now. Instead of, well, we should get together. We called her, set it up. A few weeks later, we were having a reunion, started the whole thing of our yearly reunion for the BYU babes. That has been magic. And I have people say to me all the time, oh, I wish I had a group that was like that. And I say, start. Look at your pool of friends, look who's been dear to you, and make a phone call. Start it right now, because valuing it as you get older, you realize what a support of the strength and courage and wisdom that women have, and that we innately share and do for each other. It's incredible. Even studies show that even men are better off and happier after they've been in the company of a good woman. So everybody wants to be with good women.
Yeah. I remember sitting in a marriage class, this is years ago, like 10 years ago, and the instructor said something interesting. He said, he was counseling to the young men, right, in the class, and he said, you want to choose a woman who has good friends, because if a woman can't have a good girlfriend, that says a lot about her as a person. I had a friend who was really offended by that, because she hadn't been able to really connect with girlfriends her entire life. So if you're in that
she's
place,
getting offended all the time.
I guess maybe that's part of it. But if you're in that place, Connie, where you really never have been able to your entire life really connect and hang on to a female friendship, what would you say to that woman?
I would say, first, look inside yourself. Say, how am I coming across to other women? Am I being standoffish? Am I aloof? Is my insecurity showing? Does it make me look fat? You know, I mean, really. And then say, what is one way that I can be candidly kind today? Where you're not sitting and saying, oh, I know, I did my garden too. We're always trying to top that to show that we're approved of. Instead, we can just go, you know what? I didn't do a garden. How did you do yours? When we open ourselves up to learn from someone else, to listen to someone else, when we start with ourselves and say, I want to be a better receiver, wow, then we get a better connection. That phone call starts coming because we're receiving it. We're able to listen. Well, like you do, you nod, you're listening, your eyeballs are right there. I know that you are listening and caring about what I'm saying. That is the root of women's connection. When we know that someone sits and listens and sees us, we feel loved and embraced. And so that's where we can start. If we aren't making good connections, start being a good connection.
Be candidly kind.
Yes.
As you do that. Connie, great advice. Thank you so much. What's happening at ConnieSokol.com these days?
Ooh, come today because we're doing a free Back to Basics program. We're starting another first quarter, $400 value. It's free if you go on and you like, share, and comment. So we're going to draw from those who like, share, comment. So go to ConnieSokol.com. The link will be there. Just click on it. Like, share, comment. You could be the winner.
Fun contest going on at ConnieSokol.com.
Learn to connect.
I'm glad I asked. Thank you so much. All right. From